Hi everybody, welcome to our channel. If you watched our last video, you know that we discussed how to handle microaggressions as an interracial, intercultural, mixed status couple during the holidays. Today, we're taking it a step further and talking about macroaggressions. While microaggressions tend to be subtle and often unintentional, macroaggressions are the opposite, direct, deliberate, and meant to cause harm. The person committing a macroaggression knows exactly what they're doing. In this video, I'll be talking about the most common macroaggressions that mixed couples can face during holidays and in family gatherings, and what you can do to respond to them. I want to be very clear that I am in no way suggesting that it is your responsibility to always be the bigger person and to educate everyone who disrespects you. The responses provided in this video are meant to be used only if you feel safe enough to do so. If you're in a situation where you're being mistreated and the other person is not open to listening to what you have to say or changing their behavior, removing yourselves from that environment might be the best boundary that you can set. That said, let's get into some macroaggressions. Sometimes people test our limits by using racial slurs or offensive language, often disguised as a joke or an attempt at being playful. Whether it's directed at you or your partner, such comments are direct attacks on your identity and can be deeply hurtful. Setting a clear boundary right away is crucial. You might say,
"We don't find that funny, and we don't tolerate that kind of language."
A calm, firm response sends a clear message that you're not willing to entertain disrespect and helps to eliminate future attempts at this kind of conversation. Ignorance knows no bounds with this kind of macroaggression. If your or your partner's family says,
"I don't date people from because of,"
it's not something that should be let go or laughed off. This kind of statement doesn't voice a preference so much as it voices an exclusion. It can also make your partner, who is of that country, race, or ethnicity, feel insulted or put on the spot to defend their community. Again, stay calm but stay assertive. Something like,
"People should date based on personality and connection, not race or nationality."
not only asserts your position, but also creates space for a potentially deeper conversation, should the individual be open to you challenging their views. It's 2024, y'all. We all know it's not shaping up to be a good statement when somebody starts off with "you people." Comments like,
"You people are all the same."
No good comes from people on that side of town.
are prime examples of blatant stereotyping. The best response here is to be direct.
That's a stereotype. Everyone is unique, and it's unfair to make assumptions about people based on where they're from, how they act, or how they look.
By pointing out the harm in the statement, you shift the narrative and open the door to more thoughtful conversation, which can lead to better understanding, again, if the person is open to it. This one is one that I come across quite frequently. Whenever I share with a new group of individuals that I speak Spanish, inevitably there are always a couple of people that will say, "Ooh, say something, I want to know how you sound." I'm not Latina, but I can understand how this kind of a request can feel like a boundary breach to a native language speaker. Or another example, your Egyptian partner gets asked by your family member if they can teach them how to belly dance. These kinds of statements reduce the individual to the status of a court jester and causes them a great deal of humiliation. In response, you can say something like,
"I'm happy to share my language/culture when the time feels right, but I'd prefer not to perform for anyone's entertainment."
You're establishing your boundary while remaining respectful, and you're giving the opportunity for the conversation to shift from something less exploitative to a more genuine connection. Let's say your family knows that your partner is Native American. They insist on having a themed party where everyone dresses in traditional Native American clothing or headdresses as part of an aesthetic. This can be incredibly hurtful because it reduces a sacred or a meaningful aspect of your partner's life to something for entertainment or novelty. It's important to educate your family about the cultural significance of what they're wearing and why it's inappropriate to treat it this way. If they insist that you're being uptight, overreacting, or refuse to change their plans, refuse to go and evaluate whether or not those connections are ones that you want to keep long term. I'm not trying to jump scare y'all. I just feel like I'm sinking into the couch and it's making me really anxious. There's no sugarcoating this one. If somebody has the gall, the audacity to say something to the effect of go back to your country, or if you don't like it, why do you live here? That's a direct attack on your identity and a cruel attempt to invalidate your place in your community. This type of hate speech implies that you are unwanted or don't belong, which can cause a lot of anger and discomfort. As I've been saying all along, staying calm is best. Maintaining your composure can also help you feel really empowered in those difficult moments.
I'm proud of where I'm from, and I belong here just as much as anyone else.
Asserts your right to exist in any space you choose while challenging a hateful assumption. It's important to remember that these comments are designed to provoke, and sometimes walking away or refusing to engage is also a valid response. Whatever approach you decide to take, it should be taken as a team. When you stand up for your partner, you're not only protecting your relationship, but also paving the way for others to learn and grow. It may not seem like it at the time, but that one display of disagreement from you all might be the catalyst to this person re-examining their thoughts or stances. As I mentioned earlier, there will be times that you will not have the opportunity for a teachable moment. If it feels safer to walk away or to disengage, do so. You don't owe anyone an explanation for why you need space and why you're choosing not to engage. And your emotional and mental health matters more than winning any argument or making any point. I'd love to hear from you in the comments what your experience with macroaggressions has been and how you decided to handle them. If you found this video helpful, I ask that you share it with someone who would benefit from watching. As we always say on our channel, with God, all things are possible. I will see you next week. Take care.